So a sense of purpose. What is a sense? A calling. A calling, a sense of purpose. What is it? I'll figure it out one day at a time. What's up, people? They're right about, a sense of purpose, a calling. Sometimes you gotta shift. Sometimes you gotta, you know, take up a new responsibility or something like that, or maybe fall back in retrograde and come back. You're trying to figure stuff out. What are you trying to figure out? Why don't you just live like everybody else? Or a normal life, and yeah, we'll get back to that. That's easy. But people with sense of purpose, we gotta go do something to come back a certain kind of way. And what way is that, Well, a way that's better than we are currently, So, let me go in a little sense of purpose, a little sense of identity, who I am, who I know myself to be. Ain't nobody special. I'm just a regular old person right here, kind of like in life as an individual. Like, I'm more speaking this conversation based off excuse me, individualism. So it's just a relaxed kind of patience kind of conversation. I'll try to keep it maybe 25 minutes or so. Let me drink some water. Smoking weed, so I'm coughing. Yeah. So memory. What is memory? Why it's so crucial? Well, it's not really crucial, but it's important. It's important in this. Ooh, forgive me. That's that weed smoke in my lungs still. Was trying to hold it in, trying to play nice. But anyways, so memories. Certain span of memories happen in command. Certain span depends on what type of memories. So certain memories you can have systematic memories, which hold the framework of your understanding, and you have fragments of memories which bring back thoughts from the past or the future, or these are fragments that fly around and happen to go across your attention span that pull up the memory, So you can remember we remember in the present. Remembering happen in the present moment. In actuality, you can think about something in the past when you had remembered something. You can think about yourself in the future trying to remember something, like to stay on track. So memories are there's something part of memories that is part of an unidentifying reason, knowing why we're here. Why do we take shape, and why we were born? When we came into this world, during that whole process, we spanned out into individual. That's if life don't cut short by accidents or whatsoever. So let's say we live a full life and stuff, or whatever ordained in the mappings of the threads. That process come, boom, the end of the line. What next? Many people have different belief, right? So what is the point of things if we don't have a memory? Right? There's no point. If you walk out the door to the store and don't have a memory, you won't know where you live. You won't know how to get back home. And this is sometimes seen in people with dementia and things like that. Or amnesia, different sorts of memory loss situation. So, during this whole process, we're accumulating memory, because memory takes help us unfold and unveil moving forward. We got to remember where things belong, where things go, how things work, and in the future, remember, we can remember things intentionally in the future. So there's all kind of structures of memory thoughts we create in our system. The part of the brain that holds the memory is called the hippocampus. So that whole systematic, stable memories, long-term memory, short-term memory, immediate kind of momentary memory, and some things don't need remembrance, like the body. It have its memory of its own, like take another step, how to take another step in front of that. That's natural memory. Workout, reflexes, fighting, those are natural memory for the body. Body has a memory of itself, a brain of its own. There's different parts. I'll label different things. How many hearts, how many brains, comparison and stuff like that. Get into the physiology and the anatomy of the body, all that. The different systems, the lymphatic systems, one of the most important system. The nerve, the vascular system, cardiovascular system. The respiratory system, all these things. That's why I kind of like out here trying to breathe, set free a mind, trying to build an individual mind, so I can more focus and pay attention to how I'm putting down the first brick. You know what I mean? Because that's difficult to do. Like sometimes to put down the first brick. I appreciate everybody and people and all that. I don't really have no grievance or grudge and stuff like that. And I was like, I just kind of like have like, how you say, ranting cases. And it's entertainment. So that's a good way for me to practice how to come out in the media and be real. Step over the little boundaries. Don't try to be shy about speaking. Just speak my mind in whatever expressive mode I want to speak, even if it's real. That's not my intention to speak like that, though. Like, my intention is to speak more like this. And that'll sharpen up along the way as we go along and things like that. Everything is patterned out, but about me, right? Because I'm speaking about purpose and sense of calling. Some sense of calling gets fulfilled and actualized, manifested. Some self of calling don't. Many people die with the treasures in their mind. That's called quiet desperation. Because of lack of self-esteem, ambition, confidence, some people couldn't hold on any longer. No support, no acknowledgement. Kind of like some people don't have, they have thin skin when they should have like reptile skin. Some people has sound ears, so they live in a world of defense and assumptions. So these things, boom. We have understanding all these avenues within the understanding of the human capacity, the mind, the spirit, everything. They're down to the atom, down to the light, down to the So I was born in the city as a child. Almost died as a baby, and as a child, I moved from the city, quit not as a child, but as a baby. I moved to the village. It's like just being born in the city and going to the village to raise up, to grow up. And my first memories was from the village. When is your first memory? We can't really tell the specific age, but we can go as far as like to 1.5 years old. And we can take that up with us if we have a healthy mind and such. So, I was I was raised in the village, from age reasoning. A lot of people don't really remember that far, the first thing that kind of like was in my environment was nature, animals, shit, horses, chickens, pigs. I grew up on a farm where they had plantations. We lived off the earth. That I saw how that was. People still live like that today, where I'm from. So being that is the first thing I saw. That kind of like was the first thing that I looked at as a child, because my mom had me as a child. My mom had 5 kids, same mother, same dad. We're all cool people, and something was wrong with me. I got sick, and in Belize, the hospitals and stuff it's not. But back then, but these modern times, I was born in the 80s, 1985, August. That makes me a Virgo. So, almost died as a child, and my mother, being that my mom's sister, they were village life people, kind of like herbal people, doctrines and stuff like that, remedies. That's my uncle Frank. He's a plantation. He's a farmer, natural farmer. He lived off the land for many years. He's probably still out there right now in a tractor, bro. You go right there, he's in the plantation, like, yeah. People live that life, right off the earth. There's electricity there now, internet there now, but when I was born and raised there, no electricity, no TV, nothing, bro. We had to make excitement and enjoy, like being out and look at the insects and stuff, like the different types of insects, you know, different types of trees, which one you touch, and it kind of like react, like all these things. So after that, after that age, you know, because they had remedies and stuff. This is like a not a sob. It's not a sob kind of story, but I'm gonna move into why purpose and things like that was. I'm gonna try to be concise about as I move through. So they made remedies and stuff, and this was a conversation that me and my aunt had, the one that raised me. She told me kind of like some years ago what happened and stuff. But I'm here still, and it happened again, but I was grown and I moved to the city. I almost drowned, like, damn, like, really almost, like, you called it. You know, and then my childhood best friend in 2014, you know, he drowned in a river, and it was a river that I almost drowned in, because the thing about swimming in rivers, the current. But my friend saved me, Tyrone Gonzalez. Yeah, he saved my life, bro. Down in Grega Town, and my mom told me, do not go to swim in the water. And I went to swim in the water, you know, and the current was strong, and I was like paddling. I was like kind of like, you know, just, but then locked up, because you gotta go with the current, and you get locked up, and the moment you start giving slight panic, that's it. And I went down once, and I went down twice, and the third time I went down, then I saw my friend looking at me like that, like, you know. And I went down the last time, and that's when I just felt him like land on top of me, like boom. And then he dragged, and I pulled him down, you know, trying to catch air. But then I realized what he's trying to do, so I kind of like stop, and he just kind of like grabbed control of the situation and brought me up and took me on the bridge. If he can see this, if he see this video right now, thank you. You saved my life, bro. You don't even know. Like, I still have these memories, you know what I mean? I'm still here. That's a witness. He that's the person who actually saved my life once. And my aunt Eleanor, she's, you know, it's a beautiful woman, man. Nobody have a heart like hers. She's my, like, she and my mom is like equal, on the same path to like being a mother. So I moved back to the city around 9 years old. 5 years old, I took my first visit. That's when I met my first childhood friend, Jamil. That's the person that drowned in the river in 2014. Yeah. And then, you know, after that, but before he drowned in 2014, you know, we grew up and we start tumbling. We used to like watch people around the neighborhood in North Creek doing tumbles and flips and stuff like that. And be like, you know, me and my friend, Jamel, and my other friend Zebedee, we would hang out, and kind of like the moment we start hanging out, that's when we start like becoming cool. And look what we didn't really look. It was the thing to do in Belize, to kind of like just gather as groups and form your unit, where you practice like tumbling and stuff like that. You know, it was a thing to do. You know, people in Africa, I see actually still do that. You know, they still do that. But it was a thing that I grew up doing. You know, So we start practicing. We would get the car tire, put it boom, put a wood in it, and lift it up so it propped up, so it could be bounce us higher, even higher. And that's where I start doing all this flips and stuff like that. And we were super good at it. Like we were really cool. Like, you know. And in that time, we were pretty good at it. You know. But today, because of the advancement of where everything has beaten its record, today people are off the chain, you know. So even though I'm still like fit and kind of like have certain abilities to be flexible and to be acrobatic and stuff, uh, I could I would say I would need to train really hard to get to certain level to where some people is at in according to their skill sets. And that's the road that I stand upon, you know. And me, I don't believe in giving up. I don't believe in backwards. I only believe in moving forwards. It's either side to side till you rebalance and forward. If you look backward, it's slightly to just take a step back and kind of like do some reflection. All right, this is where I'm at. This is the reality. You gotta analyze reality. People say take a step back, wake up, smell the roses, drink a cup of coffee, and it's get real, this it's life kind of like. But no, that's not what I go by. Don't That's the key thing that people stigmatize you by when they say get real. Like it depends on why they're telling you, how they're telling you. For me specific, I know reality, what reality I'm in, you know. That's why I can fall back out of things of this world easily, and get right back into it, when necessary. And I've been doing that for so long, rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall, till I start staying low and don't rise. Even though I don't rise, it doesn't mean I don't feel good. I stay low and feel good still, Look, I'm still smiling. I don't really want to smile. I'm not pretending or anything, but I feel cool. I feel level-headed. I'm out here right now, school background, so it's like, let me capture this real quick, sit right here while I'm taking my stroll and just say what's up to the people, and the view is good. Look, it's a good view too, see? You know? Easy. So, flipping, drawing. I went to school, in primary school. I was what you call a how would you call that? I was introvert throughout the whole curriculums from primary school to high school. And there's the curriculum is different in Belize, but it's a whole rigamajigger kind of mix shift. Some in Belize they have some colleges, and over here, that would considered high school. You know what I mean? But if you check it, those curriculums are more advanced than these curriculums. You know what I mean? In different areas and stuff like that. Like they start you off faster in certain areas, but also there's lack of opportunity for a wider range of topics and subjects and stuff like that in smaller countries because of the development and opportunity span and the job type that they have to, that they have. This is a rural it started rural. It's still a small developing country, so it don't have a lot of job categories and types and this and that and this and that. So it's just the basic categories in every system and economy and things like that. So then I had many merits. First in English, second in math, third in science, then different terms. It was always a competition between me, Roger Neal, Pamela Usher, and who? It was four of us. Sylvia. Sylvia is the math expert. You see, my memories like, and then one chain of memories can unfold into different time frames and stuff, and so memory, why do we have it? Does it matter? Blah 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 blah. We're taking it with us for maybe a reason for that part of existence, whereby in order for something to exist, there must be nothing. So when we go in a nothing realm, that's kind of like, let's say someone grow old and they reach the end, they reach nothing. So what happens beyond nothing? So there cannot be nothing by itself. So there must be something there. What did this guy took with him? Did he took his consciousness? Oh no. Did he took his voice? Did he took his body? Nah, the earth took that. Did he took his sight? His internal sight? His third eye? I don't know. What do we take with us? Because that would be a purpose why we're here. That could be classified as what you call what we're here for. And then it could only fall into the category of speculation, because then you ask yourself, well, in that case, what are animals are here for? Do they have memories? Some animals, it's different class. I don't want to get into it. Some has memories, some have short memories, some has habitual memories, some has magnetic memories. They don't need memories, they just operate on magnet, like some birds and stuff. But anyways, see, their purpose is to do what they've been doing for ever so long. Because if they keep doing that, they will thrive and continue forward doing that. They're not getting bored of doing that. Do the birds get tired of flying? That's what you're saying, or that's what we can ask ourselves in that scenario. Do the birds get tired of flying? That's like saying, we get tired of walking. We get tired of this. We get tired of that. Birds get tired of this. They get right in that purpose. But let's talk mental state. They don't have a choice. That's their life, and their life is not causing effects in such grand change, such magnitude, like our species. So, what do they take with them when they die? You dig? Why do we be so special that something have to happen to us when we die? Do they have a heaven? Do they have an identity to say, hey Lord, this lion, his name is Lionel. He's been a good lion. He hasn't ate much gazelle. He just ate gazelle so he cannot die. Does he deserve a chance? And Lionel step up to the podium And because the Lord speaks in all languages, what the lion going to do with the Lionel? The Lord created Lionel like that, right? You have a right. So why us? Why do we have all this reasoning that we got to go through hell and high water just to get by? I'm talking to the common people too, because even though your bank account looked good, it could look better as far as how some people bank account look easily, because life is about money if you want to participate in this uh, world, worldly things, in this life, this lifestyle. I was on YouTube and I was looking and listening to a nomad, like a real nomad, and I relate. I'd consider myself a real nomad by heart, but not by practice. But I see that in the future, to understand how to even be wealthy, even if I'm, if I, anyways, I will still practice that for the sake of purpose. See that purpose? What is the purpose and all this and that and this and that? Why am I working out? Why am I doing all this flips and stuff like that? Boom, boom, boom. It's more about the body. I'm not ready to join a gym as yet. I will join a gym pretty soon, because the reason why I want to join a gym is for a type of for what I want to do later. Build that kind of, not really build to that level, but just feel more in shape and everything, more bigger, a little slight, eat right, blah, blah, blah. Get into that. But right now I'm more like core, working on core, looking at the bones, feeding that, growing that, strengthening that, because I work out for 2 weeks. The past week I missed one day, but like right now I get up yesterday and stuff, and my legs, it feels like it feels like it want to go for a run right now, stuff like that, like it feels like I want to go for a run, want to be active, even though all this, breathe, stretch your back a little, downward, back up, tilt backwards, around in a little circle, and then stretch the legs later and do a little workout with the staff and spin a little this and spin a little that. So the sense of purpose, it's hard to find a sense of purpose or a sense of purpose or a calling if you have an occupation. If you have an occupation that will take up 8 hours, or some people 12 hours of your life, and if you're alone, you might stand a chance. Depends on what you put your focus on when you have your individual time to yourself. If you put that at time as far as hanging out, whatever, all that, the chance of you investing and putting the focus to be able to manifest and build something from scratch is very slim, unless you have support or you build with a team or something like that. But doing it as an individual seriously and taking it all seriously depends on what age you are, depends on what age you're starting from. I'd say if you're starting from 20, you stand a chance. If you starting at 35, it's getting slim for you to start something from scratch these days. Well, not quite these days. The difference is if you're working a career and stuff like that, you're gonna move a long. It's a long route working and stuff like that. It's possible. It's stable. It's strong. It's the best still. But something is coming to outweigh that by a mile, 10 million miles. It's called strategy. And this is what works in a country like this, whereby you can just take steps and then a leap ahead and then another leap and another leap. Because they say you only need to get rich once, and then you keep your money. If you're smart, you know what to do with the money from there to get more wealthy. Capital builds more wealth, You can have $1, but it's hard to make 100, You can have $50, but it's easier to make 100, You can have $50, but it's hard to make 1,000, You can have $200 to $500, but then it's easier to make 1,000 now, like quicker, more, Learn yourself of purpose is learn what you're good at. And if you have a career, you cannot pay attention to what you're good at too much. Especially if you have friends that if you're more extrovert. If you're more introvert, you stand a chance. So it's these the sense of purpose comes with what to do next. What should I do next? How am I progressing? It comes with the self-evaluation, Self-evaluation without a cause, with a cause. It could be with or without, depends on what modality you're speaking. You got the Zen cause, and then you got the conceptual reality cause. When I say Zen nature, conceptual, man, what they build, something in that to achieve something from that. Manifest something in that to achieve something from that. Because the Zen cause, it is the cup within which all that knowledge and information is poured in, and it's the Zen is the cup which is gonna go and carry me or whosoever is like that through that sorts of reality with the sort of aura, characteristics, traits, intellect, intelligence, sophistication, charisma, whatever it is that can get them through, that kind of the key. And that's working your way up to self-esteem and confidence, bravery, courage, and stuff like that. Because to be a certain kind of way in this world, you gotta act a certain kind of way, be a certain kind of way, posture a certain kind of way, Sometimes I just go with what makes me feel comfortable. If I'm in front of you and I look lazy, haggard, and just know sometimes that I'm feeling better than you, even if I have a jade on my face, you see, because I'm relaxed. People see me, I'm all mad all the time, and then I'm like, not all, like, I get spurred mad. It's not mad, it's like a trigger reaction sometimes. I could get real mad, but the situation has to call that madness out. If not, then whatever trigger reaction, I burst out obscene language or gouge something, then that's just expressive humor. Because I don't mad, I don't hate, and none of that. And I like people to laugh as well, so I'm gonna learn to just take people lightly, but not for granted, Because when people tell me things or say certain comments and stuff, I might take it out of context because of the type of person I've grown to be. But I have to grow to be even further than that, whereby I don't take anything so piously, so seriously, And that where I'll be able to thrive from as far as the sense of purpose, sense of calling. And what mine is what I've been speaking about. I'll try to put my sense of purpose in a few words. I'll speak them out. World record content. political rebalance, reset, and deviation into new path that support the general understanding and wisdom within the collective globe of people and collective humanity, that what we are in is still nature and we need to tend to it. And that is the ultimate kind of purpose, to highlight that, put information out there on that, to put words of empowerment into people who are out here trying to see that we can carve new realities within this time frame that take shape, especially the people who's underneath, who cannot feel like they have the ability to have the power to create grand change or anything like that. Someone like myself. They say you want to get rich, you got to think like your future self, right? Well, you got to create a future self and all this future self and stuff like that, all this. I've been through that path. I respect it and all. It taught me a lot and stuff like that. You create your self-image in your best version, that version, right, in your head. And let's say you're at a low level. You're at a low level either by choice, which is like me, or because you don't have a choice. How will you be able to think like that? You could think like that, but you don't want to think like that. You try to avoid thinking like that because it's pressure. How can I go that far? How can I achieve that? How can that person that I see myself the best version of, because I have this specific skill and talent or interest, I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm by myself and this and that, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, okay. The only way, I tell you, you have to work strategy. The two way. One, get a job, go through the decade of saving to get where that image of you is, that best version. You could take that systematic path, which is it's not even, it's possible. Some people can save. But then there's another path. And that path is, because you see that best version, that future self, that other path is for the brave, for people who's courageous. And if you're not courageous, go and learn what courageous and bravery is and practice it. Real courage and bravery. If you want me to tell you the answer, I can, but I don't want to because I'm trying to not speak like that. So, after you attain these, sometimes you just gotta drift a little bit, take a break, and let the mind do its thing. Gotta let the mind do its thing. And then you start back from the top. That's how you catch yourself. Sense of purpose and sense of calling. And some people can get the signs of their calling and stuff, and they ignore it because they have a occupation to attain to, and their calling is just itching them. Come over here and build your own career. Come invest the money in this, and we're gonna go from there. I got it. But they will say that don't feel like a reality. They don't want to manifest an idea because they don't have the full capacity of researches and understanding, and which would get them confident to be able to manifest that. I say, if you're not ready, learn as much as possible. Learning is key. Be a learning person. You got to become If you are a learning person, success is easy for you to achieve, if you have the will, you know. For me, I'm working for something beyond will, because will, you gotta replenish will. You gotta replenish will. Will can die out. It's like a superpower that can die out. I could have been using that, but it also come with some support, some level of support, and some level of environmental type. So because I'm not someone who put myself in that kind of environmental type or have the opportunity to be in it, as far as where I know, when I say environmental type too, I'm talking about mental also, mental environment. What's your mental environment? So because of that, I'm more working towards building something that flow, even automatic, by itself. And then that comes with a sense of calling, what you've been studying. And let me tell you, sense of purpose sometimes. If you're someone who is more like a, let's say, introvert, and you're not stable, right? You can't seem to have you find a level of stability. You're moving from this situation of stability, and then you move from this situation to this situation, you have to relearn, and then you have to move from this one to this one and have to relearn, and this one and have to relearn. You see, you're learning, like, let's say, different jobs. You're moving from job to job because you just cannot, and sometimes you gotta deviate because it's not for you. You gotta shift character. You gotta shift, not character, jobs. You gotta shift career paths. Find something that actually, you never know what might interest you if you don't know how to indulge in yourself and find your own interests and know how to search for a job. You don't have to search for a job just because that's what everybody's searching for. Sometimes you can get lucky if you don't have credentials to get unique jobs, but the system makes it so hard for that to happen. Because you can't, maybe you can, depends on how you set your resume. That's one of my weaknesses, resume building, administrative work. That's one of the reasons why I cannot make any progression, because being such a fluid person, and then I don't really know why, because I could do it and I can do it good, but I tend to avoid it in a rebellious way. And that is not laziness, it's a rebellious thing. It's like some kind of sacred ritual, principalistic towards my spirit. To administrate things. That's why if I had someone who work with me who know how to administrate stuff, like $1 million is a little bit of money, But other than that, a sense of purpose comes with your, I know how to do many things, like jack of all trades, masters of a few. And I say master because master is a mindset, and whatever degree of mindset you are, it depends on what pressure can rain down. That means you think about speed, you think about efficiency, you think expeditedly. That skill set, that knowledge, that wisdom accumulated without the experience can be, because that's just a process through. The only thing is, if it requires physical effort, you need to have the longevity and stuff like that to carry through. If you have the mindset but you're a weak person and it requires physical strength, you're not going to go far. You can do it very well, but you cannot go far, But if you develop the longevity, resistance, and endurance to practice how to be physically strong, and then you have that type of mindset, you'll see that you could do things very fast for long. That's like systematic people who think, or someone who knows how to build something, and they just, and people like, what? spectacular. Sense of purpose. You go into the meat, the gravy, the gist of the interest. Don't gain interest, and because you tired of reading, go. All right, don't read after you read today. Don't go and try to find another way of looking at the same topic. Go watch a video, listen to an audio book, research something else. Take a break, do some meditation, think about it in so many different ways. Because you are your own. There's something in there that's the teacher that's beyond your mind. So the sense of purpose will drive you to continue in that path, create from that path, and a sense of purpose is always good. I wouldn't call someone shooting someone dead a sense of that was his purpose, to shot that person. No, there was a reason right there. I would put purpose in a whole nother category and say a purpose, there's only one thing, is its purpose: to understand the reason, the good, the bad, the cause, the effect. That's the generalization, that's the macro, micro, spectrocosm of these little movements within the abyss. Cause and effect. High, low, good, bad, dark, light. What we're trying to do is have humanity more down in the middle, kind of like being their brother's keeper, look out for one another. These are all the starters of, these are the planting the seeds of harmony. And able to be your brother's keeper, first, you're not your brother's keeper, because that kind of sound cliche or so. Let me say more, what would I say? Open mind, have a sound mind, develop more listening, be more considerate, be more mindful, learn yourself so you can understand how much you don't like yourself. And then you learn again how to love yourself. You got to go through that process if you want to move beyond your ego. But if your ego is stabilized and stuff, then cool. This is only for people who has desire to make tremendous progress as far as internal work, to become more, to manifest something externally, so they can actually fulfill their purpose, And a part of the journey, I guess, right now is to speak on camera, to become more vocal, more silly, more humorous, show more love, show more non-bias, show more non-judgmental, by considering all beings, all kind, all types, all concepts. So I'm gonna try my best to walk a line of speaking without hate and all these kind of expressive I have to use it because I have to gesture some stuff to give certain analogies. So, and when I say analogies, it makes me sound kind of like analogy, but in my language I would say analogy. You see the difference? When I speak English, it makes me come out more soft tone, more kind of like, not more modest. It's modest. I guess that's my style, that's my vocab. Maybe I'll try to learn. Maybe I'll get with a place, because maybe that's why, because I speak a certain kind of way, sound a certain kind of way. I don't care about that as long as the word coming out. Sometimes I move fluid because I'm in tune with both yin yang energy, both dark light energy, both. So I'm moving in the middle, and my body is like water, we adapt, so the air, it's like, that's how I move, if you blow smoke in the air, how does it move, you know what I mean? See, it's everywhere, it's fluid, but if you blow smoke in the still air, when the sun is beaming through, you see these spirals and stuff like that. It's taking shape of some of the patterns in the universe, things that we cannot see. The smoke is sticking onto it and taking the patterns, and we're seeing the photons of that. So, a sense of purpose, man. Use your ability, your best ability. Push further. Develop that sense of purpose stronger. Create it as a small world, and then put more focus and attention there, and make that world expand and get bigger than this world we're living in. So, and big enough to where you feel confident while you're still on this world. And then you be like, who are you to talk to me like that, Mr. Manager or Supervisor? I have a world that I could go, that I already. The thing is, if you build that big world in your mind and don't know how to manifest that, don't know steps, don't know how to take things one day at a time, don't know how to make the good choice, difficult choices. Two good choices are hard to make. Going to the party or going for a run is two good choice. So how do you make that good choice? One is definitely harder to make, because one gives you a challenge to do, and the other, it's still a bad thing because it gives you a headache or some sort of regret the next day. Not every time. Most of the time I go out, I have a blast because I slow down on drinking. I don't drink. I'm gonna talk about that. I tend to stray too far sometimes, but this topic is definitely about sense of purpose, sense of calling. Watch yourself, watch your skill set, see yourself, observe yourself, see your skill set. How long have you been doing that? What are the patterns of these movements that you cannot be stabilized? What are you learning from these lessons? Take heed from every lesson that you move through. Life will show you, it's a big roadmap. If you stop, reflect, look at where you started. I was living over there, then I moved here, then I became this, then I fell back at that point. Damn, 2000 was and then after that, I remember that moment, and I reclimb out that rut, and then boom, 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 boom. Reflect to how you got back to where you are right now, and when you reflect like that, you can see exactly what life is trying to tell you to do. Makes your choice easier to make moving forward. Whether that's building something, manifesting, working on a new project, slowing down, going out more often, working out. That's kind of like my lane. Depends on, I'm like speaking more. This is my lane, entertain a little bit. I hope people don't find my thing boring. And I have 1 minute remaining. This video is 1 hour. I intentionally made it 1 hour for YouTube. Looking for like 50 subscribers. So I'm just gonna wait on that. I'm gonna set up my channel a little more format. Take out some videos that I don't want there. I'll be cursing up and stuff like that. Like I said, transitioning quickly into something that is just coming my way. I just start speaking, and I'm just going to continue, and we see where it goes. West Temple, that is it. That is it. So people just stay Stay on the journey. Hold the burden on your shoulder. Look at it. Open the bag of burden. And go through it. Sort through it. You know, when you're sorting through your backpack, like, oh, you find so much thing in there. You take that out, put it in the trash. Things that you don't need anymore, put it in the trash. Oh, I've just been hoarding this. Take that out. Hoarding stuff. If you're someone who just be hoarding certain things that you don't really use ever, that is a good way of practicing how to be adaptable with time, with change, and become flexible. Throw away the picture of your loved one that died. You know, throw away something that's sentiment to you. You know, start with one. And you don't want to start with that one because you feel that the collection wouldn't be a collection anymore. No, I say just throw it away. Practice that. It's called tie cutting. Cut a little tie with yourself. Tie cutting is not an easy thing. And for people out there who have lost people, who had lost loved ones, close relatives and stuff, and haven't had a chance to go through a bereavement, have people to be there to lean on their shoulder, to some level of support, and you're still carrying that doormat with you, or still present, or it's fresh. I hear you. I hear you. And that's why you're this person today, because of those lessons you've learned from that person that was close to you. You finally learned those lessons. You know what I mean? And it's not too late. This is the moment that you should have the acknowledgement and enlightenment to be aware of these messages, to study life in that way, to be able to interpret the journey, what the message is trying to tell you to do. So congratulations. And oh, you lost someone. That's okay. Is it? Well, when you understand the whole collective situation, you understand that it was right on time. They were supposed to die right on point, right on time. Each family member that left, yep, that was their time. Even if they put themselves in a situation, even if it was unfortunate. Does an apple know which apple will fall from the tree? And when? And what time? Two ripe apples can be on a tree. Can we tell which one is riper than which, and which one will fall? Can we tell which one the wind is gonna come around and give a little push? Life is unpredictable. That's why I stay that way. I'm not trying to be too scientific, too perfect, too this, too that. Nah. I'm just kind of like expressing the simplicity of life. How easy is it for us to make change with our attention span? There's a difference between attention, focus, and concentration. And when I speak, I'm not speaking from a knowing place, because I don't know what I'm gonna say next. I'm not speaking from an understanding place, because understanding would require me to probably sit down and prepare a plan to write out what to say. So I'm speaking more from a wise place. When I say attention is when you open your eyes My attention is on this tree now. Even though then there's a background that I just introduced in my attention span. So attention is your total awareness. Right? Now, focus is how I looked over there just now, and I was looking at what to see. And then I stopped, and then I focused on the tree that is directly in front of this rock right here. Or this, you can't see it, the chair, but the tree. I look, scan, focus, boom, tree. The first thing that I look at, and the more bigger thing formed quick because the tree is closer than the background. So I put my focus on the tree. This is where camera works. So whatever the eyes in coordination lock on, see, now I can shift my attention from the tree to the background in that tree, and now this one kind of go blur, out of focus. Depth of field, focal range, focal point. So other than that, now let me explain concentration. Concentration happens when something is intended with that focus and awareness. So awareness is the capsule. Attention is the capsule. It's the awareness span. Peripheral, background, all this. And focus is what the eye lock on in specific. And concentration now requires something. Attention require how to make use of this focal span, right? Concentration. Let me bring it a little closer. So concentration, when someone is concentrating on something, they're sitting in the seat of the awareness, the attention. They're using their attention. They're paying attention to something in specific that they're focusing on. And the reason they're focusing on it, because in their mind, they're concentrating on making progress, doing something in specific. The concentration is the push through, the flow through, the follow through of what to do next, the understanding, the wisdom, the strategy, the plan, the whole. Remember, understanding fall under focus, Also awareness, because you can understand what you're seeing. Understanding comes on the bevel of all three. Understanding comes on the bevel of all three. And the last one is speaking, is concentration, which is using a sense of wisdom, a sense of calculative wisdom to know you're concentrating on what to do. And when you're using concentration and wisdom, people usually see you do something like pretty cool, or something that is attractive or magnetic or something like that. So that's the difference between these three levels. The concentration require you to focus and be attentive and have all the mappings and calculations within that focal point.